Well, good afternoon my YouTube friends, it's Margaret here from M.E.s Orchids, and I think we've got a disaster. This is my Cycnoches Taiwan Gold Orange, and this was purchased with this new growth 25th of June, so I've not had it that long. But the growth was halfway up the pseudobulb, and the pseudobulb was enormous. So I managed to get it in this big nice long container in the PET method, and I think some point in July, I can't remember exactly what date, and I introduced some water at the bottom, thinking the original roots would at least take up some moisture, because this had already grown to this size, and thrilled to bits I was with it. And I'm just about to go downstairs now, and I thought, well, it looks a little bit off, a little bit limp. So I started to push down here the sphagnum moss, thinking, oh, it's a bit wet. And can you see under there? Can you see? That's soft, all of it. Can you see around there? That base there. There, can you see now? And there are one or two of these roots blackened. We've got this little growth here, and we've got this pseudobulb which is not as shriveled as it was, but then I've got to contend now with this, can you just see now? Doesn't that just rich you off? And I think, see, it's a goner. Oh, that's a goner. I don't think there's anybody can come up with any suggestions. I mean, I've elevated it up now, but I think it's like a stem rot, isn't it? So, and I can tell. You can tell, you know. So, if anybody could come back to me, particularly thinking, I'm going to lose this growth for this year. But would you think that that little growth there will survive? And another question is, if and when I decide to pull this off, would you stop watering and lift this pseudobulb up and just let it go into dormancy? So, I mean, it wasn't cheap, €35 this was, but you have an instinct, and I just looked across and I just thought, there's something wrong with that. And it wasn't till, you see, this moss was tucked in here, and it wasn't till I started to push it down that I saw all that. You see, look at that. If I pull any further, it'll just fall off in my hands. And I'm going to do tea now, so. Right, some of you win, some of you lose, and some of you get really writ off about. Because you just think to yourself, well, the catasetums, you see, there's that, you know, there's always that warning that if you water too soon. And I think, even though that growth was halfway up the pseudobulb, I should have left it. But you see, you start to panic then. Anyway, oh, I've got another pseudobulb there. So I may lose that for this year. It'll have to go into dormancy. But anyway, if you've got time and you want to comment, give me suggestions. I'd really appreciate that. So from me to you, take care. Bye-bye now.